game for a very, very long time. What's been the biggest surprise about it all?
Our own culture don't believe that we could do it. Because they just don't get it. They're like, how you could do this? I mean, like, if I could do it, anybody could do it. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You just gotta have integrity and do good business. And these doors will open up for you. Building great relationships. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, trying to get that negative mindset out of our culture, because they still going back to, oh man, slavery, they did us this. And I'm like, you still harping on that, man. I never harped on that, because I can't change the past, but I can change the future. And I think you got to get used to us being successful. And I think a lot of us, we block our own blessings because we don't think that we could do it because we looking at a color. So, I mean, Muhammad Ali.
Hey, Master P, holla at me. We need to talk, right? So you said harp, right? Definition of harp. Talk about something or complain about the same topic over and over again until it gets annoying. I agree, we shouldn't harp on it. What we have to understand is, in order to move forward, you have to understand history. This is why they want to get rid of it. Because Hosea 4:6 says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Proverbs 29:18 amplified, where there is no vision, no revelation of God and his word, the people are unrestrained. But happy and blessed is he who keeps the law of God. See, we got to understand history, right? John 8:32, it says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Some translations say set you free, but I'd rather be made free than set free. Because you can set something over here, and it can be set over here. But let's look at history. When we talk about slavery, right? We were given a culture. Our ancestors that came from Africa to come over here, that were taken, they became slaves here. They were not allowed to practice their own customs. They were not even allowed to be called Africans, even though they came from Africa. We're not even gonna talk about the indigenous people that was already here. That's a whole nother segment. So what happened? We were given a culture. They actually put things into our culture, like TV. Take, for example, this. Look at all these shows that had a great representation of a black father. Uncle Phil, right? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was there for Will because his father wasn't. Uncle Carl. Family Matters, another one. Sanford and Son. The Cosby Show. Dr. Huxtable, right? They had The Good Jobs. The Jeffersons, moving on up to the east side. Y'all know. And the #1 black sitcom of all time was Good Times. He is the most influential black father of television. But watch this. Did you know when Esther Rolle took this role, she went in there, she did her thing, and they said, listen, you got the role. We want to make this a show called Good Times about a single black mom and 3 kids. You want to make a show called Good Times about a black mom where there's no father? Think about that for a minute. Comment your thoughts. But what Esther Rolle did was magnificent. She even thought that it committed career suicide. So Esther Rolle said, listen, I'm one of 17 children. It would be disrespectful to my father. She was Bahamian. It would be disrespectful to my father who was here for all of us, for me to take this role. And guess what? They gave her none other than James. And did y'all know that he didn't even last that long? Yeah, I think about a year. See, because he got into it with the writers. They were like, hey, we're from Harvard. We're from Yale. He like, how long you been black? He was like, black people don't do this. So you know what happened? There were so many instances, they killed him off. Now at that time, Esther Rolle has still stayed on. And the show was just never really the same. But I can arguably go down the timeline and look at what was given to us as a culture. For example, take this picture, right? This is what is considered black. But think about it. Watch how many times they changed the name. They called us niggers. We took and changed and put an A on it as a term of endearment. You my nigga. When we fought back, they called us savages. They called us Negroes. They called us coloreds. They even called us African American. But the number one we chose was blacks. But watch this history. In order for me to say I'm African American, you're saying that my ancestors came from Africa, right? That's what you're saying, right? But as you can see on the application, it says black or African American, meaning they're saying the same thing. Well, why doesn't it say white or European Americans? Where y'all ancestors come from? Oh, or when Columbus got here, there was no people here. Because if you admit that you are European American, that meant that all those lies you told is going to come uncovered. This is why they never changed their name. They created the term white. See, the term whites and blacks was invented in America. The only other name that they use is Caucasian. How many of us hear them say, I'm Caucasian? Because they understand that if we have differences identifying who we are, we'll never be the same. We'll never come together. So take, for example, this right here. This is straight from the government. What do they classify as white? And like you see with this again, what is all classified under black? We are all the same. Most people don't want to admit it, but when the slave trade was going on, they made stops all over. Just like an artist going on a tour in multiple cities. But they burnt down Black Wall Street. This wasn't the only one that was tore down. Most notably is what? Tulsa, Oklahoma. Look at all these other places that were burnt down. See, the problem was we never came in and rebuilt. See, if you tear an ant mound down, the ants will rebuild. You tear it down again, they rebuild again. If the wind comes and knocks it down, they will rebuild anyway. So let's talk about it. Who came in and rebuilt? The Arabs came in and built the corner stores, gas stations. Asians came in and built the hair stores. And we can go on and on. But the problem is we never rebuilt. Like you said, this is how much money we spent. But you see how fast you was corrected? You thought we only spent 1 trillion and he just corrected you and said we spent 2 trillion. But like Martin Luther King said, we are a nation inside a nation because we are our own nation. And if we came together, what'd you say? We would be. Exactly. So we need to talk, my brother. We need to break bread. Because see, it's important to understand the history. Because the history tells us how to move forward. See, this is why they want to get rid of history. Because what our ancestors found that works still works today. So let's talk about it. And what did Dion say? I ain't hard to find. I ain't hard to find either. Y'all want to stay tuned for this. Love y'all. God bless.